What if I told you that one man came closer to conquering all of Europe than Hitler ever did? That he went from a nobody to an emperor, crushed every army that faced him, and then lost it all in the most spectacular way possible. This is the story of Napoleon Bonaparte, and trust me, it's wilder than any movie. Picture this. It's 1789, and France is literally falling apart. The people are starving, the king is clueless, and then, boom, revolution explodes. They chop off King Louis XVI's head, and suddenly every king in Europe is having nightmares. Wait, the peasants can just kill kings? We need to stop this now. So what do? They gang up on France like bullies in a schoolyard. Austria, Prussia, Britain, they all want to crush this dangerous idea called freedom before it spreads to their countries. But here's where our story gets interesting. Out of this chaos rises a short, ambitious artillery officer named Napoleon Bonaparte. And this guy, he's about to shock the world. While Europe's finest armies march toward France expecting an easy victory, Napoleon does something nobody saw coming. He doesn't just defend, he attacks. And he doesn't just win, he annihilates them. One by one, these mighty empires fall to his genius. Austria, crushed. Prussia, humiliated. Even mighty Russia has to bow down and sign peace treaties. By 1807, Napoleon isn't just winning. He's rewriting the map of Europe itself. Now imagine this. Napoleon controls everything from Spain to Poland. He's made his brothers kings, created new countries, and even destroyed the 1,000-year-old Holy Roman Empire like it was nothing. But there's one enemy he can't touch. Britain, protected by its powerful navy. So Napoleon gets a brilliant idea. If I can't invade Britain, I'll just bankrupt them. He creates something called the continental system, basically telling all of Europe, nobody trades with Britain or else. For a while it's working. Britain's economy is struggling. Napoleon seems unstoppable. And then, Russia breaks the deal. Tsar Alexander starts secretly trading with Britain again. When Napoleon finds out, he's furious. This is the moment everything changes. The moment that will destroy him. June 1812. Napoleon assembles the largest army in history. 600,000 men from across Europe. It's like something out of Lord of the Rings. His target? Moscow. I'll teach Russia a lesson they'll never forget. At first, everything goes according to plan. The Russian army keeps retreating, and Napoleon pushes deeper and deeper into Russia. But here's what he doesn't realize. The Russians aren't retreating because they're scared. They're leading him into a trap. Summer turns to autumn. Napoleon's massive army is getting smaller every day. Disease, heat, exhaustion. But he pushes on, obsessed with reaching Moscow. Finally, September 14th, he enters Moscow, expecting the Tsar to surrender. And then, the ultimate nightmare. Moscow catches fire. Whether by accident or sabotage, nobody knows. But Napoleon watches helplessly as his prize burns to ashes. He waits a month for Alexander to surrender. Nothing. October 19th. With winter approaching and no victory in sight, Napoleon finally admits defeat and orders the retreat. What happens next is pure horror. The Russian winter hits like a sledgehammer. Soldiers freeze to death while marching. Horses collapse. Of his 600,000 men, only about 40,000 make it back alive. Napoleon's aura of invincibility shattered. The wolves smell blood. Every enemy Napoleon ever humiliated comes for revenge. Britain, Austria, Prussia, they all unite against him one final time. In 1814, They march into Paris. Napoleon, the man who conquered Europe, is forced to abdicate and gets exiled to a tiny island called Elba. But wait, there's more. In 1815, Napoleon escapes. He lands in France, and soldiers sent to arrest him end up joining him instead. For 100 days, he's back. Then comes Waterloo. One last roll of the dice. One final battle. He loses. This time, they ship him to St. Helena, a rock in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. There, the man who almost conquered the world dies alone in 1821, dreaming of his lost empire. From emperor to exile, from glory to dust, Napoleon's story proves that even the mightiest can fall. But here's the crazy part. We're still talking about him 200 years later. Because sometimes the most spectacular failures make the greatest legends. What do you think? Could you have handled the pressure of ruling Europe? Or would you have made the same mistakes as Napoleon? Let me know in the comments below.